Hello, today we'll be replacing the rear brakes on the 2014 Mazda CX-5. And the first thing you want to do is loosen all the lug nuts using a 21mm socket. And once you have all the lug nuts loosened, you can begin to lift the vehicle to the wheels off the floor. And you want to make sure to add a jack stand underneath as well. And we can now remove the lug nuts and the wheel. And here you can see that the rotor is really glazed and we will be replacing it. And next we'll continue by removing the caliper, and we'll be using a 14mm socket and a wrench. And once you remove the two caliper bolts, you can now remove the caliper. And we can now go ahead and remove the two brake pads. And you can notice that one of these brake pads has more material than the other. And to correct this problem, you want to make sure that you put grease on both of the brake caliper slide pins. And doing this will help the brake caliper squeeze evenly on both sides. And this is the brake warning tab that was rubbing against the rotor. And if you do change your brake pads, once you start noticing this noise, it'll help you prevent damage to the rotor. And now to remove the brake caliper bracket. And you want to use a 14mm socket to remove the two brake caliper bracket bolts. And once you remove both of the bolts, you can now remove the brake caliper bracket. And now to remove the rotor, you just want to use one bolt on this threaded hole. You can remove the rotor pretty easy when you're using the bolt. And these are the replacement brake pads and the rotors that I'll be using. And on new brake rotors, you want to use brake cleaner to clean off the anti-rust coating that it comes with. And you want to do the same on the other side as well. And now to install a brand new brake rotor. And the next thing we'll need to do is compress the rear brake caliper to accommodate for the new brake pads and the new rotor. And to do so, I'll be using this disc brake caliper wind back set. And you want to find the proper fitting that matches the brake caliper. And you want these two notches to grab onto the indentations on the brake caliper. And we can now set up the tool on the brake caliper. And once you have it tight and in place, you want to rotate the handle. And this will begin to compress the caliper. And you want to tighten it till you have enough room to accommodate for the brake pad and the rotor. And you also want to make sure that this indentation is lined straight up and down so it can line up with the brake pad. And we also want to make sure to add brake lubricant to the brake hardware. It doesn't need to be that much, it just needs to be enough to lubricate it lightly. And you want to repeat this on the remaining 3 sides. And next we can lubricate the brake caliper slide pins. And after lubricating it, you can now reinstall it. And you want to make sure that the seal goes in completely all around. And you want to do the same for the next slide pin. We can now go ahead and reinstall the brake caliper bracket. Next we could go ahead and install the brake warning tab. You want to install it onto the nubbed area first and then just slide in the rest. And you want to repeat the same on the remaining brake pads. Using your old brake pads as a reference, you want to add brake lubricant to the contact points. And we can now go ahead and install the new brake pads. And we can now install the brake caliper. And once you got the brake caliper in place, you can install the 2 bolts. And we can now go ahead and install the wheel. Once you got the wheel in place, you can install the lug nuts. And you want to install them as much as you can by hand so you don't damage the threads. And before lowering the vehicle, you want to snug them up with the ratchet. And we can now go ahead and torque the wheels. And the last thing you want to do is pump the pedal a few times so that the brake caliper engages the brake pads. Thank you for watching. Please like and consider subscribing.